Okay, in this video, we're working on page 7. So that's on the back of page 6. If you're skipping a bunch of pages, you're going to need a new notebook eventually. So we're trying to not be too wasteful. So what you're going to need for this one is you're going to need this guy, orange, physical states of matter. And then from this page of 4, you're going to need this one, states of matter, states or phases of matter. So pause this at any time when you need to find something. Then from the one that only has 3 on it, we need water in 3 states of matter, this one. So go ahead and pause the video and find those 3 things. Also get a highlighter or a pen or a marker or something to circle and write notes on all 3 of these. Okay, great. So you've gotten all 3 of these here. So we're going to start with this one. This is kind of like a summary page of what we've been talking about for the last 3 pages. So we're going to talk or go over our physical states of matter. So there are 3 main states of matter. So I've had several students ask me, but aren't there more than 3 states of matter? And I'm like, yeah, but we're in 6th grade. We're not talking about plasma. We're not talking about all that other stuff. We don't have to, so why would we? So they are solid, liquid, and gas. So this is kind of like our summary table. So we know that a solid, so like a cube of ice, has a fixed shape and a fixed volume. So we know that volume is the amount of space, right? The amount of space that something takes up. So fixed, that means stays the same. A liquid takes the shape of its container and has a fixed volume. So even if I take it from my hot chocolate from this cup and I dump it on the floor, I still have the same amount of hot chocolate, just floor shaped now. And my gas takes the shape of its container. That means a fart is gonna grow to a big fart. That's why at first only the people near the people who smelt it or people who dealt it can smell it. And then eventually it will spread over to the whole room because it has no fixed volume. So it's gonna expand or grow to container. Okay, so that one's going to get glued in right up here at the top. Make sure you're gluing these in better than I am. Okay, so we're going to start with this one, states of or phases of matter. So we've got our states or phases. So phases is like the upgraded level science word of the word state. So in 4th grade or some earlier grade, you learn state of matter, but now we're in 6th grade, so we're upping it. So from this point on, I'm going to try to call them only phases of matter. So this is something we just need to know. Matter changes state or phase as heat is added. So we remember in our last 3 definitions, we had that little like temperature scale that showed us as things got hotter, they changed state. So let me get a different color marker. So let's see. So which is the coldest and which is the hottest? So remember ice, cold, steam, or water vapor, hot. So that's how that changes. So as heat is added. So we've got solid ice, liquid water, and gaseous steam or water vapor. Okay, so again, a summary going on right here. Things we want to remember is that solid holds their shape and they have a fixed volume. Liquids take the shape of their container. free surface, that's not important. Fixed volume, and that they can flow. Both of these two can flow. So gases take the shape of their container and the volume of their container. So heat vibrating molecules can change matter from solid to gaseous state. So you remember that in that Magic School Bus episode when they were riding on the go-karts? That's kind of what happened. So here's just another example. So we're going to get that glued in. You're going to turn it on its side like this. Either direction, your choice. And glue it in under here. And we're going to do this one. So this is our example of a specific one. So water, we know that that's H2O. So that's the same thing we said before. Matter changes state or phase as heat is added. So we're going to be, if we're going this way, we're going to add heat. If we're going this way, we're going to subtract heat. So for water, its freezing point, which is what we're going to start talking about next, is at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So when you hear them saying on the weather, like it's going to be below 32 or below freezing, so we might get snow. That means it's below the freezing point. Funnily enough, the melting point is the same thing, but it just depends on which direction we're looking at. So ice starts turning into water also at 32 degrees. Depends on if we're getting hotter or we're getting colder. And the boiling point is 212 degrees, which is funny because a lot of times when we talk about water, we talk about it in Celsius, which is the metric system. So that's like meters, but it's temperature, and these are set at a much more simple temperature. So you're just going to want to save that information, go ahead and pop up on a quiz, and get that glued in. You can put it the same direction, you can put it in the opposite direction, your choice, just right under there. So your page 7 should look something like this. Okay.